Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. 7 o'clock on Friday, August the 11th. The last one was day 6, 7. So now we're doing day 8. Okay, 9, 10, 11. I might do 2 days today just to catch up and make it straight. But anyway, August 11, day 8. We are looking at definitive, define. Self-explanatory, right, Israelite? Let's get it done. Anthropometry, Med Talk. 1. The measurement of a person's physical parameters, height and weight. 2. The field that deals with the physical dimensions, proportions, and composition of the human body, as well as the study of related variables that affect them. Archaic. 1. Marked by the characteristics of an earlier period. Antiquated. An archaic manner, an archaic notion. 2. Of a linguistic form. Commonly used in a earlier time but rare in present-day usage, except to suggest the older time, as in religious rituals or historical novels. Examples: thou wast methinks forsooth. But I like to do a side excerpt, a side note, what do they call it? An antidote. I call it Old English. Old English, these words right here. Next. Oh, not anecdote. Not anecdote. Okay, that means a amusing, interesting story about a real incident. I guess a little side note. Rebecca Bent Bethuel. Noun, British slang, despairing and offensive. You see what they did? I just want to put y'all on point. Make sure y'all know they talking about the actual Rebecca. Look at this. Now, bent is a British slang, and bant is the other one. Bent for girl, bant for boy. I learned that like a year ago. I think this is actually where I picked it up from. A contemptuous term used to refer to a woman or girl. That's what it says. This British term is used with despairing intent and perceived as insulting. It was originally British military slang, later adopted by Allied servicemen during both world wars, probably going around calling other women in different European countries that they took over bent and all of that. But why would they put that in the middle of Rebecca's name? Rebecca Bethuel? I just wanted to make that a point. Y'all got to be wise as serpent, humble as sheep. Caesarea, an ancient seaport in northwest Israel, and I'll get that picture in a second. Let me pause this. Roman capital of Palestine. So when Rome used to come down from Syria, they never really went further than Caesarea. That's why I did this excerpt, this cutout. They never ever came further down than Caesarea unless they was going to Egypt or unless they was straight messing with Judah. You got to understand, there's nothing past Caesarea for them. Straight niggas and Egyptians. They didn't want no smoke with that. And Egypt will back us up. Rome got started 400 BC. Egypt been around since then. So Egypt will back us up until Rome got strong enough to finally, Pompeii that thing. Ancient name of 𝚑𝚊𝚟. So let me get the picture so y'all can get the... Alright, here we go. Galilee, Caesarea. Bring it up. seems like every time I pause this, and you guys be my witness, every time I pause this, that's when it wants to work. All right, Phoenicia, Caesarea Philippi, Capernaum, Bethsaida. Now, I'm used to Israel from the biblical perspective of Christ's time. So Caesarea Philippi, all of that stuff, Galantis, I'm used to these names. Galilee, Sea of Galilee, that's before the truth. Let's continue. Caesarea. Oh, let me get you where Caesarea at. Caesarea is past Lake Hulu. A lot of people don't know. This is the Salt Sea or the Dead Sea, the Jordan River, Sea of Galilee, Jordan River, and then Lake Hulu. H-U-L-L-A-H, I think. H-U-L-L-A. Sea of Galilee, Lake Hulu, Caesarea. Dead Sea, Lake, oh, that's what they called it? Lake 𝚑𝚊𝚟𝚎. Guess in Roman period. Para, Decapolis, Herod Antipas, Samaria, Sea of Galilee. Where we at? Where we at? Jordan River, Megiddo, Valley of Jezreel. Past Sea of Galilee is Caesarea. I'm trying to get it. Past the Sea of Galilee should be Caesarea. Upper Galilee and the Hule Valley. Yeah, Lake Hule. H-U-L-E-H. Lake Hule. Hule Valley. Caesarea is in the Hule Valley. Just going through this real quick. Them Caucasians, them cave dwellers. So they will come through the Hellespont. Down here. What is that? Istanbul. So that's why Istanbul is famous. Ancient Roman transport road or whatever. Caesarea should be down here somewhere. That's too far. Okay, couple more. Galilee. All right, yeah, Caesarea is up here. Okay, all right. Actually, let me get this one. This is Caesarea right here. Caesarea Philippi, number 3. Caesarea Philippi, adjacent to Tyre. Caesarea, that's the port. Caesarea Philippi. Oh, I think we talking about this. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is Caesarea. This is all Caesarea, but this is Caesarea, the port. Yeah, this is Caesarea. I thought so. I said, man, why? How did that? Okay, I got it. This is Caesarea. Okay, I'm sorry. Didn't I get that before? In Samaria. Ancient seaport in northwest Israel. Why y'all ain't telling me? I forgot I did say that. Roman capital of Palestine. Roman capital. So they will come through, oh, they already passed Megiddo. Magdala. Okay. Continue on. We are in description. We are in definitive define. Get that out of there. So we're just describing things. What are the characteristics of civilization? Cities that serve as administrative centers. This is what you need if you want to build a nation, Hebrew. Cities that serve as administrative centers, a local focal point where you can have all your grievances, a political system based on control of defined territory. So northern Israel, southern Israel, then you got the 12 tribes, defined territory. They will each have their political system to elect their chieftains of the tribes and captains of 100, 50s, and 10s. Specialization. So you got to specialize in something. America specialized in world domination. Status based on wealth. You have to obtain a monetary value so that your money can be worth something. You start putting your face on the money. Monumental buildings. Historical sites where battles took place. We already got half of these. A writing system. Got that. Where before Phoenician. Long distance trade. Let me get the writing system actually. Here we are. Ancient. Garden of Eden. Canaanite. Egyptian. Hebrew. 2000 BC. Then you got Phoenician, which came from Hebrew, not Egyptian or Canaanite. Canaanites are the Arabians, but not so much as the Arabs. Well, I guess so. Well, no, Phoenician, Hebrew, Phoenician. Everybody went with the Greek, Aramaic, and Punic because they was doing trade around the Mediterranean Sea, the Phoenicians, so they knew about their language. Hebrews had their own thing going on since way back. You can't beat that. Now, when they say they're not special, yes, you are. You got the oldest language, and well, you had it. Now you're speaking, you know what I'm saying? You're speaking Latin and Dutch and French and Spaniard. Okay, Samaritans, Hebrew. All right. Pay attention to Arabic. Arabic spoke that Aramaic. Not Arabian, but them Arabic, Aramaic, them Greeks and Latins, yeah, they all come from the Phoenicians. So a writing system. Check. Long distance trade. And major advancements in science and art. That last part. I don't want to trade with no heathen. I want tribute. International Standard Bible Encyclopedia confectionery. Perfume. Spice. Rakah. Feminine. Perfumer. I'm going to call a girl Rakak. Hey, babe. Hey, Rakak. She gonna be like, ooh, her Hebrew spiritual ear is gonna pick up from ancient old times. She's gonna be like, oh, I heard that before somewhere in my mind. But like, yes, baby, it's like the Matrix. My little Rakah, my Rakaha, my Rakak, and my Rakaha. My little Rak. You gotta say Rakaha. My Rakaka, my Rakaka. Hey, baby, hey, Rakaka. Confection, Rakaha, 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 Rakaha is found in the King James Version only and but once. A Rakaha after the art of the apothecary. The Revised Version, British and American, Rakaka, perfume. But the Revised Version renders the confection Rakaka. The King James Version, ointment, rakaka, of the spices. It stands for something made up, rakaka. A mixture of perfumes, or rakaka, or medicines, or rakaka, but never sweet meats as confection means with us. So rakaka, or confectionery, means perfumes and medicines. Likewise, and you know, Hebrew women are about healing always. They always tell you to take this, drink this, or eat this and feel better, or stop eating that to feel better. So in that kitchen, you better believe there is some rokach from the rakaka. Likewise, a rakaka is a perfumer. This word too is found but once. He will take your daughters to be rakaka. And that's where I get it from. Confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. Beautiful. Confectionaries, only in, or rakaka, only in 1 Samuel chapter 8, those who make rakaka, i.e. rakak, right? Rokaka, right? So those who make rokaka, i.e. or those who make rokak, i.e. rokaka, who compound species and perfumes. Is that supposed to be spices? I didn't write this. I before E except at the C. Culture. Socially transmitted patterns of action and expression. Europeans have no culture. Material culture refers to physical objects such as dwellings, clothing, tools, and crafts. Culture also includes arts, beliefs, knowledge, and technology. That part. Cuneiform. A system of writing in which wedge-shaped symbols represented words or syllables. We didn't have that now. Pay attention. Where you see cuneiform at? Sumeria got started, what, 4,000 BC? 3,000 BC? The world is only 6,000 years old, and we got another 1,000 years to rule, and then that's the 7th day of creation. We are in the 6th day, the day of man. There aren't no dinosaurs in the 6th day. So we don't see dinosaurs with us on our day. It's the day of man. Get ready for the day of the Lord, because that's longer and that's forever. Get it? So go back 2,000, that's Christ. He came to help us out on this side of the timeline versus Moses. He sent Moses, his best friend, but he came himself to help us out on this side of the timeline. Therefore, Christ knows more about us than he knows about Moses, so to speak. To make that plain. And then, so 2,000 before Christ would be Abraham. And then you got 1,000 before that. You going back to Eber or Noah. So let me see. 2,000 AD plus 2,000 BC is 4,000. So before Abraham, there was about 2,000 years from him and creation of Adam. Not creation of the world. That still might be billions of years. So from Adam, 2,000 years is Abraham. 2,000 years from Abraham is Christ. And 2,000 years from Christ. No, from Adam, 2,000 years, Abraham. From Abraham to Christ, 2,000 years, that's 4,000. And then 2,000 years from Christ till when we go home, that's 6,000. So you mean to tell me that the Akkadians wrote before us, before at least Abraham? So when did they write the cuneiform? 2,000 BC, right? Or 3,000? But it's only 4,000 BC plus 2,000 AD, which equals 6,000. So it can't be further than 4,000 because that's Adam. So it had to be 3,500, 3,800, 3,000, 2,800, something like that when they wrote these cuneiforms. That's all I'm saying. It originated in Mesopotamia around that time. Well, let's get that. Let's get when the cuneiform originated. Survey says they're trying to confuse you. 4th millennium BCE. So let's break it down. It's 2,000 AD. 4,000 BCE. That's right when, I don't even think they know. That's right at Adam. The time Sumerians, a people unknown, 4,000 CE. 3,000. I told you. Ain't gonna be before 4,000. So they said about Abraham 2,000 BC. They said about 1,200 to 500, 1,500 before Abraham. Right after Adam and all of that. Right after Noah, I guess. In Egypt, 200. Okay. It originated in Mesopotamia, 4,000 BC, or 3,200 BC, right? Wait, is it? 3,200 BC, 400 BC. And was used initially for Sumerian and Akkadian, but later was adapted to represent other languages of Western Asia. I guess that'll be Egypt. Because so many symbols had to be learned, literacy was confined to a relatively small group of administrators and scribes. We made learning and talking easy. You guys would still be speaking like cavemen had it not been for Hebrew writing and the easiness of it. Equinox, noun, the time or date twice each year at which the sun crosses the celestial equator, when day and night are of equal length. The name equinox comes from Latin equi means equal and nox meaning night, because at equinox the day and night have approximately the same length. Typically the equinox or equal night marks the first real day of the spring, and that's why I did that. So if you want to know when it's the Passover, look closer towards the equinox. But you know the month is judged by the moon phases. New moon, new month. Full moon, full month. Froward, willfully contrary, not easily managed. Perversity, twisted. They got a forward head. Distorted, crooked. Froward, not forward. Not forehead, froward. To depart, turn aside, to go wrong, go crooked. Distort, perverse. Like the way that they act today, they speaking very forward. You say that, they ain't going. You say that on stage in the interview, they gonna have to go back home and look it up. They smile and look at you. I'm gonna be like, you're very nasty. You're very forward. She went like, oh, what's that mean? Guinea, from British coins, 1660, from Guinea, because the coins were first minted for British trade with Guinea, but soon in domestic use and with gold from Africa. The original guinea was in use from 1663 to 1813. When was the King James Bible made? That's right, 1611. Guinea. Oh, coins minted to trade between black people and Brits. Region along the west coast of Africa, presumably from an African word, agena, black people. So it's derogatory if they say the word Guinea, and I will put that on my anti-black hate crime bill. As a derogatory term for an Italian, it is from Guinea Negro, black person, person of mixed ancestry, applied to Italians probably because of their dark complexion relative to Northern Europeans. I learned the other day Northern Italians did not accept Southern Italians. And after 1911, I think it was on Instagram post, one of those educational black educational reels, like, did you know this? It was occasionally applied to Hispanics and Pacific Islanders as well. I wonder why. How about the Negritos and the Negroes, the Negras? New Guinea was so named 5046 by Spanish explorer racist Ortiz de Rites Oh, so 𝔜𝚞𝔥 𝔜𝚑𝚎, in reference to the natives, dark skin and tightly curled hair. I just interjected that. I don't know what this name means. Tightly curled hair? I didn't write this. Is a domestic fowl imported from there. And then, of course, that's the word that y'all probably know, the bird. Hungry ass. Origin and etymology of Creole. Creole, speaker of Creole language, perhaps from Yoruba, Creole, Christian. Ultimately from Portuguese, Creole. Religion, 1200. State of life bound by monastic vows. Bound by monastic laws of relating to or characteristics of monks or nuns, their manner of life, or their religious obligation. So when somebody says they're not religious, they're saying that they're a Gentile, they're a part of the population, they're a part of the sheeple, and that they don't have any kind of vows to dedicate themselves to anything. They're pagan. You're not religious. The automatic definition of you is pagan. I'm not religious. Okay, are you spiritual? I believe in a higher form of God. I don't know if he's one or two or male or female. Okay, you pagan. Also, conduct indicating a belief in a divine power. So why you don't want to be religious? Conduct indicating a belief. So how is your conduct? So if they acting nasty, they got two fingers in their nose, an index and a thumb, and they don't wipe their hand, or they got dog in the house that sleep on their pillow. Dog eat boo-boo. I know my dog be running around when I walk in. I gotta watch him, because who knows who other dog stuff on the ground. My dog don't straight up eat it, but shoot, who knows? Dog eat boo-boo. Dog eat this, that, eat nanny. Then you put the dog in the house, and the dog get up on your pillow and put his anus on your pillow. Dog tail anus, a little hair came from the dog tail right next to the anus hole. A little brown stuff on your pillow, and you tell the dog get out the bed, and you go lay down, and you rub your nose and face and eyeball right in that same old mess. Nasty ass animals. Conduct indicating a belief in a divine power, from Anglo, which means angel, from Anglo-French, religion, Old French religion, piety, devotion, religious community, and directly from Latin religionem, nominative religio, respect for what is sacred, reverence for the gods. Conscientiousness, sense of right, moral obligation, fear of the gods, divine service. So what's wrong with that? A mode of worship, cult, and we know now that cult is not necessarily a bad word. Sanctity, holiness. So yes, I'm sanctified, I'm religious, I'm a zealot, that's what I say. In late Latin, monastic life. According to Cicero, derived from religere, go through again, religere, read, lecture. So we're not going with that because that's not right. To bind fast, again, bound by vows. So religion means to be bound by something, to follow the law. Via notion of place an obligation on or bond between humans and gods. In that case, the re would be intensive. Another possible origin is religion's careful opposite of something. Negligence. In English, meaning particular system of faith. To hold, therefore, that there is no difference in matters of religion between forms that are unlike each other and even contrary to each other, most clearly leads in the end to the rejection of all religion. Let me say that again. And this is where everybody is at right now. You let everybody worship whether they want to worship. In America, you're going to start getting the children of Israel confused. And they're going to say, you know what? I don't want to do this or that. And black people, so-called, are starting to do that. I'll read it again. To hold, therefore, that there is no difference in matters of religion between forms that are unlike each other and even contrary to each other most clearly leads in the end to the rejection of all religion in both theory and practice, and this is the same thing as atheism. Clearly leads in the end to the rejection of all religion in both theory and practice. And this is the same thing as atheism. However, it may differ from it in name. So these guys are atheists today. Are you religious? No, you're an atheist. Indian, inhabitant of India or South Asia, 1300. Noun and adjective, applied to the native inhabitants of the Americas from at least 1553. On the mistaken notion, the idiot, that America was so-called the eastern end of Asia. Red Indian, to distinguish them from inhabitants of India, is first attested 1831, but was not commonly used in North America because them niggas was black in North America. More than 500 modern phrases include Indian, most of them U.S. and most impugning honesty or intelligence. Indian giver, first attested 1765 in Indian gift. An Indian gift is a proverbial expression signifying a present for which an equivalent return is expected. Meaning, one who gives a gift and then asks for it back. India, Old English from Latin India, from Greek India. They didn't give you the year, did they? Region of the Indus River. I want to let y'all know right now, those Indian people are white folks. Them the white folks that went to the east. The white folks that stayed in the west is the ones we know in the west. The east white folks are the Indians. That's why they do business together. They got this technology thing set up to where the technology is outported to India. And so they speak English. And you hear them on the phone. And they are very rude and disgusting and discouraging people. Looking down on people. In despair. So I don't want to hear about no damn namaste. To hell with your green six-armed God. So we got Indo-Aryan is what we are, what we are referring to. Later use of the region beyond it from the Indus River, India, Indus Valley, Indo-Aryan, from Old Persian, Hindu. The name for the province of Sind from Sanskrit Sindhu River. The more common Middle English form was Yindi from French Indies, and India began to prevail, perhaps under Spanish or Portuguese influence. Exactly. Libertines. New Testament, freed men, reduced to slavery, emancipated, and returned to the country of their own fathers. Libertines. Libertines, black men who had been taken captive by the Romans in war and carried to Italy, were accustomed to visit Jerusalem in such numbers. So if you was a free nigga back then, they just called you a libertine. But you were still under their watch. They originated the persecution against Stephen, which resulted in his martyrdom. What? Let me read that again. And carried to Italy, having there been manumitted, were accustomed to visit Jerusalem in such number as to erect a synagogue for their particular use, as was the case with Yahudians from other cities mentioned in the context. They originated so it was libertines that. So it weren't normal Jews. It wasn't niggas that knew the truth. It was niggas that was slaves to Rome, and it was niggas like you. You are the libertine. And I am Steven. It's just like that. Niggas that got status and rank in this society, able to travel overseas with passports. I don't have a passport. So those of you with passports, you're libertines, which resulted in his martyrdom. So he was murdered by the libertine. It's crazy. These were among Stephen's opponents. There arose certain of them. It says certain niggas that ain't rocking with every nigga, and we call these the libertines. There arose certain of them that were of the synagogue called the synagogue of the Libertines, and of the Cyrenians, and of the Alexandrians, and of, see, they going by the name of their captors, and of them of Cilicia and Asia, disputing with Stephen. Denaba. We're almost at the end. Uncertain derivation. Denaba. Give thou judgment. Dan Abba. Capital city of Bela, king of Edom. Master of place of plundering, lurking place of robbers. To plunder. Denaba. Two of the Edomites. So it really means to plunder. Make no mistake. To give you judgment. To rob you. To judge you. Divination, the practice of attempting to foretell future events or discover hidden knowledge by occult or supernatural means. Something you shouldn't do. Number 2, augury, prophecy. Number 3, perception by intuition, instinctive foresight. Soothsay. Phasis, noun. A bundle of rods containing an axe with the blade projecting, borne before Roman magistrates as an emblem of official power. Let me get the dollar. Okay, so this is the phasis right here. That's how they beat niggas. You got the wrong, you got the dude right, you got the facet right here. That's how you beat niggas. And you know they love to beat niggas. Facets. Oh yeah, you thought them boys did monuments and made car symbols for nothing? $50,000 car, you think them boys, or $20,000 car, you think them boys gonna make that for nothing? They put them symbols on there. It means something. They got him in his mouth too, and oh, there you go, right here on the feet. The feet, my nigga, facets. Let's look at it again. Find the facets. Find the facets. There goes Biden. Probably sleeping. There go the facets. If they can do a depiction of bull and sheep like that, especially the beautiful sheep, you know that's how they look. So pay attention when you see effigies like this, and especially when they talking about the area they're in. Let's see the people that look like what, who look like what. But I think that's the fastest. I'm not too sure. Can't really see. There's people that study this stuff. Okay, that's it for fastest. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is a guy. These white people know this is a penis. Every time I see this on the news in the background, I'm laughing like they are so nasty in America. This is how dumb the 𝔜𝚤 is. This is a man laying down. He knows, she knows, and they're performing fellatio. Alright? The penis. Giant circumcised penis. So anybody uncircumcised, feel sorry for you. But thank God, you should circumcise your heart. A bundle of rods containing an axe with the blade projecting, borne before Roman magistrates as an emblem of official power. Heritage, something that comes or belongs to one by reason of birth. Like, streets of gold is my heritage. Abraham's promise is my heritage, fulfilled. An inherited lot or portion, something reserved for one, something that has been or may be inherited, any property, especially land. Oh, especially land. Where is my heritage? Where is my land? Lictor, in ancient Rome, one of a body of attendants on chief magistrates who preceded them carrying the fasces. Let me get the fasces. Okay, don't worry about it. Get that stuff later. There goes the fasces. Look. Which is a good one? Where that Roman dude at? No. Is that what I had? Where's the guy with that thing about to chop off something? We'll go to this one. Let's go back. Here we go. Indo-European, Hindi. I just wanted to get that for y'all while we talking about it. Okay, these are white folks. Italian, Latin, East, West, German, Dutch, English, Western German. Go back. Keep going. Look at us, y'all. Look at us. Keep going. They see me roaming. They hating. Trying to catch me riding dirty. There go the fastest right there. There go the fastest right there. I think that's it. I ain't going back to all of that. Let me show you how nasty they are now. These are the pagan heathen women. That's what they like. And you best to believe her man only got half of that. That's what they like. Look at her. She cute now. I can't wait till the day of judgment. She acting like that. Yeah. She know. And she got it right there. He was like, hold it steady. Now get closer. And she's doing it with a big smile on her face. Big smile. You got two of them now. I think that one Filipino or something. You got two now. They love it. Oh, they love it. I just wanted to point that out. That's all. I wonder if you knew. Did you know that? Whose duties included executing the sentencing of criminals. So Christ was beat by lictors. In that movie, those were lictors. Monotheism, the doctrine or belief that there is only but one God. Niger, Niger, masculine, Latin origin, black, surname of the prophet Simeon, and like 5-6 other more niggas in that scripture. Acts chapter 13 verse 1. Got that thing bookmarked. When I go on Blue Letter Bible, that's the first tab. Only one time in the scripture, but that's all we need. Late name black, Niger, surname of the prophet Simeon. Perdition, final and irrevocable spiritual ruin. This state as one that the wicked are said to be destined to endure forever, aka lake of fire, bottomless pit, weeping and gnashing of teeth, another word for hell. Archaic, there goes that word, utter ancient terminology, utter disaster, ruin or destruction. Polytheism, the doctrine of or belief in more than one power or in many powers. the powers that be. Brass. Brass is a metal. You know why I got this. Brass is a metal composed primarily of copper and zinc. Copper is the main component, so keep that in mind. When they describe Negroes in the slaves' papers, the newspaper, for runaway slaves, they called them, when they did a description of the slave, the runaway slave, they said he was copper color. It is the main component, and brass is usually classified as a copper alloy. The color of brass varies from dark reddish brown to a light silvery yellow, depending on my light-skinned mama, depending on the amount of zinc present. The more zinc, I wonder if this is true for skin tone, the lighter the color. Brass is stronger and harder than copper, but not as strong or hard as steel. It is easy to form into various shapes, a good conductor of heat, and generally resistant to corrosion from salt water. Skin like brass, as if it burned in the furnace, a good conductor of heat. Because of these properties, brass is used to make pipes and tubes, weather stripping and other architectural trim pieces, screws, radiators, musical instruments, and cartridge casings for firearms. Probably a black ancient art metallurgy. Oh, that's it, y'all. That's it, y'all. Okay, that's it, y'all. Shalom, shalom. Let me go back to, was it charge description? That's it. Tomorrow, we're going to be describing us. 3.12 megabytes. Which one has more stuff in it? Let's see this one. 1.2. Oh, are you ready? Are you ready? This is 312. We just did 1.2. Are you ready? Are you ready? Information. We're going to read everything. I'll try to be a little quicker next time. Shalom, shalom. Give me rock.